Hi everyone, I'm Rhonda and I want to welcome you back to Joy Antique. Thank you to all of my new subscribers and all of you that have just followed along with me all this time. I just appreciate y'all. So I want to share this project that I did using Sam Poole Designs, her new kit called Nature's Gift. And I just love creating with this kit. There's so many possibilities with it, so many different ways that you can go with this. But I chose to kind of go with a really soft, neutral fall look about it. And so I've called it FLORA, which is from a label that was in the kit. And I wanted to put this photo on the front. It's actually a copy from one from my collection that I have aged and distressed. And I do have a video that I will be putting up soon showing how I did the crackle effect and made it look so aged. So I just created this and put a backing on it. And I've used some stamps just to make it look like an actual studio photo. And so I've just kind of distressed it. I've added some gold on the edge with my gold wax. And it's really good and sturdy, so you can kind of hear the finish that's on the top of it. So that goes in this little doily pocket on the front. Here's those leaves that I created from my last video, where I took dollar store leaves and used my metallic watercolors and stamps and just transformed those into these beautiful fall colored leaves, just with a really soft shimmer to them. So I glued those down, and I have this beautiful little crocheted doily here that serves as a pocket. And then I also did a little bezel here with one of my stamps, and I thought that would be pretty. And I just added cheesecloth behind that I had colored. And a lot of the fabrics in here, I did the eco dye. And so I'll link the video where I learned how to do this on all the fabrics you'll see throughout this journal. That video will be linked below. Here I added just a little leaf charm that is like a skeleton leaf. I just added that to this string that I also eco dyed. And so there's just a lot of natural colors and looks to everything in here. So it has a little bit of a grungy look, but it also has, and I wouldn't really say grungy, I guess I'd say more like an aged feel, just that has aged over time. But I also wanted to keep it very delicate and just a little bit of an elegance about it. So that is what I did here. Here is the view from all the pages. Here's the back. And this is a page from in the kit, and I just really loved how it looked for the cover. There's so many pages in there that would make beautiful covers, and I actually have more of these started if I have time to finish more journals with it. So you can see I've added fabric on the spine here. I've added this really sweet little delicate lace along the edges, and this paper is some more of that cotton paper, and I'll link it below. And I just printed on it, and I think it printed beautifully. It looks like fabric, if you can see the detail in there. So it almost looks like a woven fabric. And then behind these little leaves, I just tucked these little stamps that I made. I used my thinning shears to create the stamped edge on these. So I just tucked those right behind those leaves there. And let's just get into it. This is just a cotton string that I dyed. So there's the cover, and I stitched along the edges of this. So as you open it, I have this little side tuck here from just folding that cotton paper over. So I made another stamp with another one of the images, and then I have this tag. This one is actually from another kit, and I will link all those kits below. And I just added a little bit of tissue paper here that had some flower images on it, just to add just a hint of color. This is just another dyed piece of lace that I made a bow out of. And on the inside liner here, I just printed this on a thin sheet of vellum, tracing paper, whatever you have will work. And I just thought that turned out beautiful too. And for the spine, I lined here with another piece of lace right behind where I stitched those pages in. So here's a beautiful piece of sheer dotted fabric that's been dyed. Here's a page from the kid, and I just kind of folded up the edges to go along with that really old look. Here I've just added a leaf from my yard and another little piece from the kit that I've stapled, and it just gives you a journaling spot there. This is just a couple tags that I just layered and made a little tuck spot here for this old book page that you can also journal around the edges on. This is mulberry paper, so I use that all throughout just because it has that really natural look about it. And then here's another little butterfly tag. I think this actually came from a different kit. I'll make sure and link all those though and label the best I can what came from each kit. Now this came from the Nature's Gift kit, and it's just a little envelope. I stapled on this little scratched up piece of fabric, added some H tape here just to keep it closed. And I printed this out on vellum, and then inside is just a little piece of actual authentic writing and another tag. This came from her cottage kit. And so for the front of the envelope, I just printed this out, I think 3 times. I printed it once on vellum, and then I printed it 2 more times just on coffee dyed paper. And I just cut out and layered up over the top just to give it some dimension. And here is another one of those leaves that I had done with the watercolors and the stamps. And this is just a bigger cheesecloth. It's not the real fine kind, it's the thicker kind. And so I just wadded that up and added a button. So for this page, this is actually a paper bag that I opened up. And let me show you what I did. I ended up joining 2 pages together here. Added the H tape. I love this print right here. And then, so this is just that page folded down, and it opens up for just a tiny little secret spot there. So when the bag is open, it looks like this, and I just added this pretty print on this side piece here and folded it in, added the little eyelet here so it would have a way to tie, and I just kind of secured that with some of the H tape. The tag sits inside of there, but you can see there's lots of writing room there, and it's just in coffee dyed, so it's got that really pretty aged look about it. And then I just added this lace to the edging there, and it ties up to make a cute little pocket in there and a hidden writing spot. And I used the last of this lace on this project, so I'll have to see if I can find some more. So on the back side, I just took a little tag that I had embossed and added another tag from the kit that I embossed. I added some book page leaves, and these I did not make. A friend of mine gave these to me, and I've just saved them all this time and waiting for the right project. Here is a Tim Holtz emboss and cut die of the clover, and then here's another little tag that I embossed. This is a page from the kit, and on this side I just added this lace pocket and pinned on this leaf. I don't know if you can see the shimmer on that, but it's so pretty. I just love how these turned out. And then here is a little clipboard from her Garden Memories kit, and I just used it as a little tuck spot for this tag. And then there's also a pocket in the back that you can add something to. This page is another page from the kit, and I made it as a pocket, this fabric on this side. And so this envelope just slips into that pocket and opens up with just some more little tags in here. There's just another little journaling spot. Then I added some more of that cheesecloth and a wax seal And it actually has little bits of dried flowers in there. And so this is a double pocket because I just folded the fabric in half and made a little hidden pocket there. This page has a little tuck spot with a tag, and I added this little postcard. Here's a coffee dyed lace page. This page I used to open out as a little envelope. I've added this lace just to add a little detail on the edge. And this is actually the middle of the first signature. There's 2 signatures in this book. And then I used a book page, glued on this photo, and I think this is from the Ladies in White kit. And then I added another piece of tissue paper here, and a little piece of fabric at the bottom that folds down and you can write. The back is also completely blank, so you can use it. And this is the original foxing on this book, but you can write on the back side too. And so these are from the Botanical kit. I'll link those. There was 2 of them that I used in this book. And I just stapled these pieces together with an old rusty staple and this beautiful piece of lace that I had dyed. That's just a piece of seam bonding, and it has a lot of grungy effects on it. So here's a tag that I had embossed. Another little tag that's been embossed. Here's another page from the kit. And I just love the detail in these leaves. They're so pretty. Here's a beautiful tag that I embossed. This one was actually from another kit. And a little embossed pocket down here. This is just a music page that I backed onto this page from the kit because the music page was pretty fragile. So I glued it down and I added this flower from the tissue paper. Added this little tab. And I just love the look of this page with the neutrals. Beautiful, I think, together. This right here is just an embossed piece of cardstock that I had coffee dyed. And I added some more of that really sheer fabric there, stapled on. Added a little button and a little piece of lace. And so on the back side, it just opens up from one side. And I have these pretty little tags that came from the kit. And I found these little paper clips already with this brass color at an antique shop, and they were super old, so I was excited to find those. Here is another little clipboard that can be a tag, a journaling spot. This I made into an envelope just by gluing this lace on the top. Inside of it is just this little file folder. I just have this paper clipped here with this little bit. It was like a piece of tape that was in the design. So I just folded it over. And so I took that extra little bit of design there and just folded it into where I could glue this little page between that one and this little page between that one. And so it's just like a little booklet. And so that just slides back into this pocket. But I love that you could see through the lace and just see how pretty that would be underneath there. This just folds over, put another tissue rose there. And so these tags just slip under here. I have a ticket and another little piece from the cottage kit that I embossed. And then here I have just another little ticket. And this is some handmade paper by In Faith Inspirations. Which I love how that looks together right there. Just tucks into this little tag pocket. Here's another tag pocket, and I added this beautiful tag that I just backed with a leaf. Just to kind of hide whatever you might write on the back. And I embossed the corners. Here's another leaf attached to this little linen pocket here. This was a napkin, and I just love how that looks together. Inside of it, I think this is my favorite part. I made this little booklet, and it's more of that cotton paper. You can kind of see the detail. And I had coffee dyed it real lightly, and I just made a little booklet out of it with a tag on the front and some scrunched up fabric. And so it's just got just coffee dyed pages in it. Very simple, but I just love how it turned out. Here's another page from the kit, another tag. And it just folds over, and you have this tag that I just embellished a little bit. I love this design right here. This dark brown is so pretty. And so that just clips back on. Here's another piece of the mulberry paper. I scratched up some fabric here, but I left a little bit hanging so that I could pin on this. It's kind of a brassy color button. It just dangles there. On the back side, I created a little sheer pocket. It has this little piece from a planner from 1935. Here's another book page that I just added this little tissue butterfly, and it opens up so that you can write inside, and then you can lift it up and write under there. Another little tab, more writing spots, and here's another pretty page. Here's a beautiful tag from that kit, and I just tucked in a little leaf there, added a little dyed piece of lace. And then this is just a little pocket that it's actually the coffee dyed lined paper. I just added a little piece of this burlap sheer ribbon here, and this little, it's almost like a suede feel leaf, and some more cheesecloth. And so that just makes a cute little pocket for this beautiful little postcard tag that I just embellished a little bit. And then just more beautiful pages. This is an old envelope. And so what I did with it is I just folded up the bottom to where it's a little tuck spot on the back side. I just covered anything that was on the envelope with some book page and a leaf, some lace. So inside here is a tag that came from the kit, and I stamped it on the back. And so on the back side, I folded it up and just glued down this little piece of piano paper. I also glued this down. That makes a little writing spot there. And then just added a little embellishment at the bottom. And so that just clips back in. And then inside that pocket, I did this tag. Just made on cardboard. And added some piano paper, some book paper, just layered a little bit. And so that goes back in here. Here's some coffee dyed paper. Here's a little mushroom tag. This was actually from one of her botanical kits, and I just added a little piece of dyed quilting there. And I just sewed these pages in with some brown wax thread. Here's another little tag on the back side. Here's a pocket that I made with a piece of an envelope. So it's actually a double pocket. So here's this little tag, and this is from one of her stamps. And then I put the leaf on the in-between divider there. And so then this is in the back pocket, another one of those clipboards from the Garden Memories kit. Then I layered these little labels, added some lace. Here's another little label. I added a book page leaf to the back and this little butterfly from the tissue paper. And then these little tags just tuck in there. Here's another rose from the tissue paper and a label. Other side of that coffee dyed paper. And this coffee dyed paper, I just kind of spritz it with a spray bottle, and it gets that effect. I like to leave some pages simple to add your personal touches, but these just needed something. So a little cheesecloth on the flower and a fabric tuck with a pretty tag made me happy. I love this page. Here's another pocket made from a paper bag with a little label and a tissue paper flower, another leaf, and this tag that I just embellished with a little piece of lace at the top. More polka dot paper. And then on this mulberry page, I added this little mushroom tag and stuffed it with these. And those are from the Botanical too. Here's another little tag that serves as a tuck spot for these that I just layered and added a little brad to hold them together. And I love leaving the edge of this all raggedy there. Added some more of that loose cheesecloth and a button. Here's the other page of the music page and some more tissue paper flowers. And then this page. I forgot to glue the lace pocket on this page, so I added it and then I just filled it with a book page leaf. The back side of that fabric, the inside back cover. And then to strengthen the edge of the book cover, I added the tiny pom-pom trim. And then there's the back. So this was lots of fun, and just, I love all the neutrals in it. Just feels like nature and feels like just the calm stillness of fall and moving into the next seasons. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you got some good ideas. Just be looking for the video if you're interested in seeing how I did this. It'll be coming up soon. And just more videos of things that I've been making. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope you end up trying out this kit, because I really think you'll like it. It's just got a very soft nature feel about it, and it's just beautiful. So I'm so glad y'all were here. It means a lot, and just knowing that you are there watching just makes it worthwhile. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video. God bless.